Did you know that only 5 African women have worn the Miss World crown since the pageant's inception in 1951? These African queens took our dazzling African beauty to the world stage and shone gracefully with African pride. But we hardly hear much about these beautiful women after the pageants. What happened to them after their reigns as Miss World queens? Today, we're diving into the journeys of these 5 extraordinary African queens, their achievements during and after the pageants, and where they are today. Welcome once again to Africana Historica. This channel is dedicated to unraveling the complexities of our rich African history and exploring our culture, politics, growth, innovation, and legacy. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button to stay updated on insightful African documentaries like this one, and please click the notification bell so you'll be one of the first to know when we create new content like this. Now, let's dive in. The first woman to ever represent an African nation and win the Miss World title was Antigone Costanda. Antigone was born in November 1934 to Greek parents in Alexandria, Egypt. Miss Costanda was crowned Miss Egypt in 1954, as well as Miss World the same year. She was the 4th woman in the world and the first from Africa to wear the Miss World crown. The pageant took place on October 18, 1954, in London, England. At the time, the pageant was still in its early years and had only 16 contestants. But Miss Costanda's win marked a significant moment for Africa. She also wasn't just a beauty queen. She was a successful model, designer, and speaker of multiple languages, which made her stand out. She speaks Arabic, Greek, English, Italian, and French fluently. After her reign, Antigone became a notable figure in the world of fashion. She managed one of Egypt's top PR firms, staying connected to the global fashion scene. Though much of her personal life remains private, in later years, she moved into interior design and ran a company designing the interior of business buildings. Antigone was one of the judges at the Miss Egypt 2006 contest. But her glory as the only African Miss World queen lasted just 4 years before another African beauty became the new queen. In 1958, Penelope Colin from South Africa wowed the world with her elegance and became the first Miss World from South Africa and the second from Africa. Colin was known for her beauty, poise, and charm, which won her wide-reaching fame after beating 21 other contestants in the pageant, which took place on October 13, 1958 in London, United Kingdom. Penelope Colin was born in Durban on the 15th of April 1940. Despite making it to a European-dominated semi-final, she was eventually crowned the Queen in 1958. Before the pageant, Penelope worked as a secretary in her hometown of Durban. After the pageant, she evolved into a dazzling model and even tried acting gigs in Hollywood with the help of James Garner, but failed her screen test. However, she went on to receive numerous modeling offers and became a global ambassador for beauty brands. Penelope later managed her own line of clothing and endorsed beauty products, particularly perfumes. She appeared as a contestant on the television game show To Tell the Truth on 25th of November, 1958. Like Antigone Costanda, Penelope also chose a quieter life and settled down on a farm in South Africa after marrying a wealthy sugarcane farmer, Michelle Mickey Ray, from South Africa's natal province. Penelope and Mickey raised 5 sons but lost one of them in 2016 after suffering injuries from a polo accident. Penelope also lost her husband in 2019, and not much is known about her now as she ages. She is still regarded as one of South Africa's most iconic beauty queens, and it would take another 16 years before another African beauty wore the Miss World crown. Also from South Africa, Annelien Kriel, born on 28 July 1955 in Pretoria, became the next African Miss World in 1974. I use the word became, or better still, assumed the position, because Annelien did not really win the 1974 contest. She was the first runner-up in that year's pageant. But here's the interesting plot twist that eventually gave her the crown. The original title winner was Helen Morgan, a British actress, model, and TV host who won the 1974 Miss Wales, Miss United Kingdom, and Miss World pageants. But shortly after Helen was crowned Miss World, news broke that she was an unwed mother of an 18-month-old boy. That information spread like wildfire across the globe, and even came with backlash at the pageant's organizers. Now, the rule of the contest is that, as a Miss World contestant, you must not be married, nor have ever been married or divorced, nor have a marriage annulled, and you must not be pregnant nor given birth to or parented a child. Helen Morgan was thereafter forced to resign just 4 days after her coronation. As first runner-up, South Africa's Annelien took the crown with grace and used it as a launchpad for an incredible career in film, modeling, and TV. Since then, Annelien has been featured in about 21 films, TV series, talk shows, and stage plays, including the 1981 blockbuster Kill and Kill Again and her 2023 talk show, Bravo. However, in 1975, Creel was thrust into scandal when nude photographs of her, taken by a bodybuilding friend of her then-boyfriend, Richard Loring, were leaked. Despite the controversy, which became known as the Sweet Annelien incident, Creel remained resilient even as the Afrikaans press covered the event extensively. Her personal life continued to make headlines after the incident. In 1980, she married South African hotel magnate Sol Kurtzner, though they divorced 5 years later. In 1989, she converted to Judaism to marry horse breeder Philip Tucker. The couple had 2 daughters, Taylor and Whitney, before divorcing in 1994 in a highly publicized custody battle. After Tucker's tragic death in 2008, Annelien found love again with Peter Bacon of Sun International and former protege of Creel's first husband, Sol Kurtzner. They now reside in Mauritius, where Annelien continues to live a more private life with their dogs. However, her critique of South African politics, especially regarding farm attacks and Black economic empowerment policies, keeps her in the public conversation every now and then. Moving on from Annelien Creel, we had to go back up to the land of native African beauties in West Africa to find the next African Miss World Queen. 27 years after Annelien was crowned Miss World, Agbani Darego, a beautiful 18-year-old girl from Abanema, Rivers State in Nigeria, was crowned Miss World 2001. Agbani Darego was particularly popular during her reign because she was the first Black African woman to win Miss World, and so it was a groundbreaking and inspiring win for millions of girls across Africa. Agbani was born on the 22nd of December 1982 in Lagos as the 6th of 8 children in her family. She later attended the University of Port Harcourt, where she studied computer science and mathematics. In 2001, Darego was crowned the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. She was the only top 10 contestant in Miss Universe to wear a modest maillot as opposed to a revealing bikini during the swimsuit competition. Later in November that year, she would become the first indigenous African woman to claim the Miss World title. I use the word indigenous because the past winners, Penelope Colin and Annelien Creel, both of South Africa, are Afrikaners of European descent, and Antigone Costanda, the first winner who represented Egypt in 1954, is of Greek heritage. Darego's victory was widely celebrated in Nigeria. After winning Miss World, Agbani was invited by Naomi Campbell to join the charity fashion show Frock and Roll in Barcelona, and soon after she signed a deal with Trump Model Management in the US. Her elegance and poise also earned her contracts with prestigious agencies in London and Paris. She became the second Black model to sign a major deal with L'Oreal, following in the footsteps of Vanessa Williams. Darego was photographed by renowned photographer Annie Leibovitz for Vogue. She quickly became a recognizable face in the world of high fashion. Her portfolio includes campaigns for iconic brands like Christian Dior, Sephora, Avon, and Macy's, with appearances in top magazines such as Elle, Marie Claire, and Cosmopolitan. Back home in Nigeria, Agbani became the face of brands like Gentle Touch and Auric Air. She has graced the covers of top African fashion magazines and launched her denim line, A D by Agbani Darego, proving she's more than just a beauty queen. In addition to her fashion career, Agbani has judged numerous pageants and fashion competitions, including Miss World 2014. After relocating to New York for her modeling career, Dorigo continued her education, enrolling at New York University and earning a degree in psychology in 2012. In 2017, she married businessman Ishaya Danjuma in a private ceremony in Marrakesh, and they have since welcomed 2 children into their lives. Last but certainly not least, we have Rolene Strauss, who won the Miss World crown in 2014, making her South Africa's 3rd title holder. Rolene was born on the 22nd of April 1992 and is from Volksrust, a town in the Mpumalanga province of South Africa near the KwaZulu-Natal provincial border. She was crowned Miss World in 2014 after winning the Miss Elite Model Look South Africa 2007, which she won at age 15, and then the Miss South Africa 2014 title. Strauss actually finished in the top 5 of Miss South Africa 2011, but returned in 2014 and won the crown. Rolene's story is unique because she balanced her pageantry duties while pursuing a career in medicine. Today, she's a doctor, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, mother, and wife to Daniel Strauss, whom she married on the 6th of February 2016. An interesting finding during our research is that Rolene Strauss and Daniel Strauss were not related in any way, despite their similar surnames. Rolene is a devout Christian and uses her platform to inspire others in health and wellness, often speaking about the importance of self-care and body positivity. She remains one of the most beloved Miss World title holders in recent years. During the Miss World 2014 pageant, Rolene was asked, "Why should you be the next Miss World?" To which Strauss responded by stating, on her website,
"Good evening, London. I believe that the story of my book tells or is more meaningful than my cover. Being proudly South African, I have first-hand experience that unity, respect, forgiveness exists, and that are the aspirations of the Miss World organization. So it'd be amazing to represent an organization that is a beacon of hope to all over the world."
She says her passion is using her life experiences and background as a woman, wife, mother, transformational coach, entrepreneur, author, and Miss World 2014 to help women take control of their lives and become the queens God created them to be. Today, Rolene now sits as the chairperson of her nonprofit organization called the Strauss Foundation. The aim of the foundation is to positively contribute to society by promoting health, education, and charity work. Want more inspiring stories from Africa? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.